Hello, this is the video for lesson the three-dimensional drawing. Let's update the title block to reflect the fact it's going to be a 3D drawing. This is our guide. It'll be in 3D. Update the date. Now that it's saved, we're going to draw in 3D. Because we're working in 3D, we're going to change our workspace to 3D modeling. That'll change the interface of your drawing area and your ribbons at the top of your screen. In addition, we need to return back to orthographic snap. So right click on grid, display, go to settings, click on rectangular snap, click OK. And before we begin, we need to change the orientation of our title block into a three-dimensional view. In this section here called view, there's a down arrow. Choose southwest isometric. Everything will rotate. We're going to be using the right side view in this case because we have two extrusions that when they are pulled out will make the shape of the feature you saw in the assignment right here. You can see this extrusion here will pull up. You'll see this extrusion will go up and then they'll be unioned together. So let's use the copy command to protect the original drawing as we work with the new one. Copies right here. Select your lines. Pick everything on the object. Hit enter. Pick any base point. And let's move it over somewhere. Enter. Now, dimensions are not needed. We are going to region this feature, and then we're going to region this feature. A region takes a two-dimensional set of lines and forms a closed loop of objects. In order to do that, lines cannot be overlapping like you see here. So we're going to have to trim away part of the block. Now I can see that this is a closed path which can be regioned. Type in region, R-E-G-I-O-N. Select all the objects except for these two and hit enter. At the bottom of your screen it will tell you whether or not it worked or not, and it says here one loop was extracted, one region was created, so it worked. It also changed its properties. If you pick it, you can see it's one object. The other way to make a region is a command called polyline, which is this command here. Polyline works like this. You will draw a continuous line around the path, starting at one point and just working your way around, drawing on top. And then, when you get back to where you started, hit enter. This is a polyline. Let me move it away. Now they move it away so you can learn the difference. There's a region, there's a polyline. They both are the same with different characteristics, and they all serve a different purpose. For example, this region is exactly what it is. You can't change it. Polyline, you can. You can make changes to it, as you see here. Okay? They both will work the same way. Well, we do need another region right here, so we might as well draw something that we're going to need. Let's do a rectangle to save some time. You can pick this lower left corner here and grab the opposite right corner, and now we have a rectangle which is also a type of polyline and already a region in itself. So we have our two regions, and now we could extrude. We're going to have to extrude one at a time. Remember that, one at a time. The first extrusion, the largest piece, is going to extrude 5 1/8. The smaller one, 2 3/8. Okay, pick extrude, pick your region, hit enter. The command will ask you the height of extrusion as you see it happening in real time. Type in 5 1/8 and hit enter. Let's extrude the second block, which is right here. Pick extrude, pick this rectangle, not the lines, just the rectangle. Hit enter. You can see the extrusion forming. Type in 2 3/8. There's your other part of the block, which corresponds to these two numbers here. And now you can see the three-dimensional shape. You can ignore the two-dimensional features and two-dimensional lines. Let me extrude this one here to show you how polylines extrude, just like that rectangle. See, they work just as well. Okay? You just cannot extrude a shape that is broken. So let me pull this apart to demonstrate. Okay? Let me try and extrude this. Now, it looks like it's extrusion, but it's completely different. Okay, let's look at the differences. Let me change the view of our three-dimensional drawings to a different perspective. Let's try shades of gray. This is a solid object. This is a hollow opening. We'll use a command called orbit here to understand better what I just said. See, it's hollow inside because there's a break, but it's cool to know that with polylines you can extrude them. Whereas, of course, you wanted a solid feature, so if the object was closed, it would have been a solid shape. So be aware that if your polyline is not closed, neither will be your extrusion. Now that we have seen these commands, these are the different ways to view your object. Now the reason why everything is black is because our lines are black. So, if you want to change this color, you can go to Properties, right click, we'll go Quick Properties, change this color to something different, and okay, I'm in shades of gray, which is why you'll see the color. Let me go back to some, there you go, right there. Alright, these two parts are not union together yet. We need to do so. Let's see what happens if they're two different colors. Okay, Properties. Two different colors. Let me delete this, it's not part of my drawing. Let's use a command called union to bring them together. Union, pick both blocks, hit enter. Union, and it's two different colors. Not a good idea. Let's see if the colors can be changed. Properties. This is the full properties. Change the color, let's see if it all changes. Yes, it does. Okay. Let's go back to Southwest Isometric to get that orientation. As you can see, the background turned white when we went to our different settings. It goes back to black. Okay. What color yours changes to, I don't know. It could be white as well, so it depends. And this is the end of the video. Alright, this is an addendum. How to rotate your blocks if you are interested, and how to move them. Pick this command here called 3D Rotate. Pick an object and hit enter. The base point indicates where on the feature you want to work from. You could pick basically anywhere. I'm going to pick here because of the way we're going to rotate it. After you do that, you need to pick an axis rotation. There's three choices in this with this command. Let's say I pick the green one here, which is parallel to the y-axis. If I pick that, it's asking for an angle in which to rotate. There is a negative or positive direction depending on the direction of your x, y, and z plane. Currently, right now, I believe a negative number will rotate you the right way. So if I type in negative 90, yeah, it lays flat. I can use the move command, select this object, hit enter and grab this base point and move it over here. And you can submit the file to me this way as well. If you want to flip it up on its end, you could do that too. You would click on the rotate command, select this object, hit enter. The base point most likely would be here. It looks like I need to rotate around the red axis here. Okay. Once again, the number might be positive or negative 90, so if you get it wrong, just undo it and try the other direction. Let me try positive 90, and I was correct. So pick move or M, enter, select the object, pick the space point, and move it over here.